Oh, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy, Martin Skur, for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, now this obviously, I did one video on this topic when it was relevant during the Olympics, and we're going to cover it right now, again, because there's been some more information leaked on it. Algerian boxer, Imane. I mean, the name says a lot, to be honest. Imane. Let's call it that 100%. Algerian boxer, Imane Khelif has XY chromosomes and a big set of gonads. Hypergonadal. Big, proper, old school gonads. New age gonads with all the estrogen in the water. We don't have gonads like the old man did. Certainly not them Neanderthals. Them Neanderthal dons, they had big old things there. Yeah, non-estrogenic. Do you see that one there? But this one here, Imane, she ain't playing like that. Come on now. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I imagine probably what? Couple of inches diameter. That's what I'd go for. Couple of inches diameter each. She packing. Bottom line. Yeah, that's what the evidence shows, allegedly. Some people are saying this report here is a legend. I don't know. I think it's 100%. I mean, look, come on now. Come on, bro. This right here is a woman, if I've ever seen one. Yeah, 100%. Anyway, French Algerian authorities admit now in a medical report. And I'm pissed off because at the time, a lot of people were coming out shilling. Oh, because the Russians exposed this already. The Russians said, listen, we ain't got no problem with whatever, but this chick here's a dude. They said that. And everyone came out and said, oh, you can't trust the Russians. Turns out, it never made no sense. It's not like everyone, all the kind of Western shills were saying, oh man, the Russians are lying on this chick. Why would they lie? It's not like fair enough. If the Russians came out, and I believe the Russians were formerly in charge of the old boxing kind of, as far as the amateur game goes in the Olympics, the Russians were the top dogs in the boxing thing, regulating it. They've now changed that in this recent Olympics, ever since the invasion of Ukraine. They've changed it now to a new body. The old body, the Russians were the top dogs there, essentially. So, and they already looked into this chick. But what pissed me off was everyone was saying, oh man, you can't trust her. I think even Carl Frotz said, oh man, you can't trust them, and oh, she's definitely a woman, and whatever else. It didn't make no sense at the time. Why didn't it make no sense? It's not, listen, if the Russians had to come out and said, bash, yeah, you know what, we've done tests on every single European fighter, or we've done tests on every single American fighter and British fighter, and they're all men. You'd say, okay, there's some political edge there. But for the Russians to come out and say, hey man, I think it was a Japanese chick or a Thai chick, it was one of them Asian ones. They came out and they said two females. This one here, Imane, and some other Thai ting, essentially. One of them ones. Yeah, these two are dudes. Oh man, the moody Russians are lying again. What? What would the moody Russians pick on a random French Algerian and a Thai chick? They wasn't, it turns out, they wasn't just hating. Yeah, of all the hate Russians may have, it's not going to be on some Algerians and some Thais, is it? Let's call it a spade here. So it didn't make no sense. The Russians had no incentive to be making up stories. It's not like Imane Khelif whooped one of their prospects kind of thing, and it was one of their... There was nothing there. There was nothing there that made any sense. Anyway, two twos. Let's read the document now. A shocking development has emerged in the case of Algerian boxer Imane Khelif after a French journalist reportedly gained access to a damning medical report revealing Khelif has testicles. The news comes months after Khelif seized a gold medal in the women's boxing in the Paris Olympics. And let me say this now before I forget to say it. I haven't got a problem with this woman, 100%, essentially a woman, alleged to be a woman. I haven't got a problem with this alleged to be a woman. My issue is they made the Olympics for these dons. It's called the Special / Para Olympics. That's what it's called. Yeah, that's what it's called these days. If you're something different than the square up and down, right? If you've got anything missing or you've got anything extra or you've got a bit of both, They call it the Paralympics, man. So you make a little league, the same as they do in the Paralympics. In the Paralympics, they've got all classifications. Yeah? And they work it out some way. So you got S1, S2, S3, S4, whatever your ability or, you know what I'm saying? That's what you do with these ones. Yeah? You call these the Super League. This is the Super League. Yeah, the Paralympic Super League. And there's a whole bag of dons in there that have got the bits of both. They've got the Baphomet going on. Yeah, they call it the Super Baphomet League. Yeah? The Super Baphomet. Let me show you the Baphomet right now. Just give you some education right now. Yeah? Baffo. It's going to get me banned for real, but I'm feeling one of these ones today. Best believe this one, folks. Let's show you this thing here. This is the league, the Super League in the Paralympics. They need to adopt this thing here. This is hermaphroditic thing. Got all the different things here. The Baphomet League. Yeah, that's what you make. How do you spell hermaphrodite? I'm just guessing. Got no idea about hermaphrodite, to be fair, but it's one of them, essentially. Look, you can see the titties there. It's a titty thing here. So, you see that one there? That's what you make. You make a super duper Baphomet League, and it's got a whole bunch of these dons in there. Bash, sorted. And again, all jokes aside, yeah, this is obviously comedic value to some extent, but I haven't got a problem with her. I really haven't. But as far as sport goes, you, man, need to be together and do the freaky deaky things you be doing in a league together. Yeah, you can't have nuts, pulsating testosterone. And I mean, listen, in bodybuilding communities, when women get on the gear, yeah, they get the Giga Chad jaw going, baba, baba, Nifandero, Giga Chad, Makhmudov, they get the Makhmudov brute bone structure, yeah, and that's what we see here, folks. That's what we see here. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not her fault. She's not purposefully on the gear or whatever, but still, you can't have women fighting men. Yeah? So they need to make a little offspring league. And maybe I'm being unfair here. Maybe it shouldn't be in the Paralympics. But either way, the point is, whether you put it in the Paralympics, whether you put it in the Special Olympics, or whether you put it in the regular schmegular Olympics, and just have another heat, essentially. The problem is, how dense is the competition going to be? It's going to be basically one person in each, so it's not really going to work like that. But okay, the answer is not to say, okay, let's throw them in there with the chicks. Yeah, just throw them in there with all the vagine. Don't make no sense. There's a reason they have boys' schools and girls' schools. You don't just throw them all in there. Yeah, vagine and Nifandero nuts. That's how it works in my mind. Yeah, beef curtains, Nifandero gonads. Bash, simple as that. Keep it simple, folks. You ain't got to be doing all the mixing and matching. That's what you ain't got to be doing. Segregation, 100%. It goes on, the report was drafted in June 2023 via a collab between the Kremlin and a hospital in Paris and the Mohammed Lamine Deghagine. No, the Mohammed Lamine Deghagine. That's this mad hospital. You ain't got to be for a hospital's name. You ain't got to be doing all this, man. That's what you ain't got to be doing. What a free. Come on. Anyway, in Algeria, drafted by expert endocrinologists Suma Fedela and Jacques Young. The report reveals that Khelif is impacted by a 5-alpha reductase deficiency, a disorder of sexual development that is only found in biological males. And you can see these are the quote. We can't read a lick of French. That's what we can't do. Yeah? So we ain't going to read this one here, but they ain't going to lie about it. And it's all over the Twitter and whatever else, so you take it as gospel. The genetic abnormality influences the normal development of a child's organs at birth. Male babies impacted by 5-alpha are often incorrectly assigned female due to the presence of deformed genitalia that sometimes takes on the appearance of a blind vaginal pouch. I wonder what a blind vaginal pouch is. Let's have a look. Oh, one with no hole in, I guess. Bash. You got no panans, essentially. You got no cushion for the pushing. There's nothing to push it into, folks. That's what it is. It's blind. Can't see nothing. Can't receive no blessings. Yeah? It can't receive it. Take that. 100%. A blind vaginal pouch. Fascinating. It's a new word I've learned. Oh damn, it's getting graphic. Maybe not. Maybe not for today's video, folks. That was looking grim. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anyway, this disorder development typically becomes apparent by puberty, when 5-alpha adolescents begin to experience signs of masculinization. Bash! Yeah, so all the people out there saying, oh man, no, she's a woman, it's a woman. You bugging? Yeah? There are, of course, listen, we've all seen the DYKESs. Yeah? We all know them ones there. I guess there are some masculine DYKESs. There definitely is some masculine ones. But this is next level. Yeah. Her mannerisms as well. When she was in... I watched a video of her. And she's standing there. It looks like a dude, essentially. That's what it looks like. Nothing wrong with that. Again, I feel sorry for her, to be honest. Same as Caster Semenya. Caster Semenya really is... Let's have a look at her now. Another example. Caster Sem. She was another one. It's just like, whoa. Super high tea. It's full of tea. She actually looks, well, would you say she looks more feminine? I don't know. Either way, man. The signs were there. Man. Usain Bolt looking at us. This is Usain Bolt. This is Usain Bolt's sister, essentially, folks. Yeah. If I told you this was people, stop playing. If I told you this was Usain Bolt's little brother, what would you say? Okay, that makes a whole bunch of sense, right? In terms of the phenotype, how they look. You wouldn't say, oh no, that's no way his little brother. That must be his little sister. But you said, no, that's his little brother. If I said to you, who is this? This is Usain something. You can either pick brother or sister. What would you say? You pick brother all day. So stop playing. Nothing to do. Again, I feel sorry for these individuals. It's not their fault. I can't imagine anything worse, if that makes sense. Popping out and you got no vagine hole and your nuts are upside yourself. You kind of like, whoa. You ain't winning at nothing, essentially. The only thing you really can win at is sport. Right? Because you can't... I don't believe they have a dong. Maybe they do have a dong, actually. Does she have a dong? I don't think she has a dong. Otherwise, if she had a big galloping dong hanging down... A big Donkey Kong, then they'd just say when they popped out, oh, it's a man. But I think that it's all internal. The nuts are in there, stashed away somewhere. So it's like you ain't got no vaginal hole, so you can't even take that for some pretty little people. You got no vaginal hole, yeah. So you can't even seduce some naive, thirsty, light-skinned Donny to give you the take that. Because you ain't got no hole there. You can't even trap a zesty light-skinned nick like that. You just can't. You can't seduce them enough because you ain't got the hole there. Anyway, let's get back to the point here. Okay, masculinization, such as muscle hair growth, and the absence of breast tissue development. Again, I'm not being funny, but there was no titty there. Pause. I wasn't looking, but there was no titty there. Let's call it that. No comment. There was no titty there, man. There just was not. This is chest. When a man look, if a man does this, yeah, you see all pure. This is pure chest muscle, yeah. Maximus pectoralis, something like that. That's what that is. It's hard, lean, dense, testosteronized mass. That's what that is there. Yeah, that's not titty, is it? Let's call a spade. If you was fixing to look at titty and you saw that, you'd be disappointed, right? So stop playing. You know that's not titty. That is people. That there looks to me like it's pushing 100 kilos for reps. That is 100 kilos for reps chest. Yeah, that's what that is. So ain't no man. There might be some gym heads who kind of get lost in the sauce. I heard about a dude the other day who got his bird on the gear. So there's certain men who probably get off to seeing their bird pushing 100 keys for reps. But in the main, If you see your bird with a chest like that, it's going to be a no, right? That's what it's going to be. Yeah, that is 100 keys for a rep chest, not a female chest. An absence of breast tissue. Without access to proper medical examination, males with 5 alpha may incorrectly believe they are female into adulthood. At the end of October, French journalist obtained a copy of a thorough physical examination that was conducted on Khelif in order to verify the presence of a disorder of development. According to Aouda, the clinical report reveals that an MRI detected or determined that Khelif had no uterus, but instead had internal balls and a mic. Oh, allow it, man. I feel bad for these cats. That's the truth, man. This is what I'll try and tell you. Yeah, they ain't got no real NAN's infrastructure. The NAN infrastructure ain't there, and then it's one of these micro things as well. It's like, wow. It's not. It can't be easy, can it? It's not even like fair enough. If he was on some big longa wonga thing, you could say, well, man, listen, I'll just flip to being a dude and I'm going to be on. But you can't win in this. From her perspective, she can't win. Right? The vagina is closed up. And so what do you do in that situation? If you try to be a woman, you ain't got a uterus. If you try to be a man, you got the micro thing. Yeah? So all jokes aside, I do feel I have a lot of empathy for her position. Still, I mean, at this point, she's won the gold medal, so you can't let it slide. But, I mean, she wasn't the biggest puncher, to be fair, but still, you have to lean on. There's a reason testosterone's banned. Maybe what they should really do is start normalising fights for testosterone levels. So everyone has a testosterone test. And then if your fight, let's say your numbers are 200 testosterone units and your opponent is 100, then your opponent can jump on and meet your testosterone levels. That way you've balanced the playing field as far as test is concerned. But it gets messy, I guess. It gets messy. I don't know what to say. I don't know. But I guess you have to look at, if you was a woman coming up in the game, listen, she's lost before though. She has lost before. She ain't that good. She ain't that good. But it's like a lot of the dudes who transition over. Let me show you this one here. I used to be a swimmer, and there's a swimmer now. And to be fair, she's no good. She can't do nothing at the Olympics still. But nationally speaking, the States. What's his name? This was it here. Come on. Leah Thomas, that was it. Come on, man. Come on. But some, like, these things here, they're pretty good. But they ain't that good, though. They ain't like... Imane Khelif won the Olympics. Who would she be fighting, though? I'm not sure what weight she is. She looks quite big though. She must be fighting people like Carissa Shields or whatever. I'd still back Shields to beat her, is the point I'm making. So it's an edge. But it wasn't like she was in there just knocking chicks out, right? I tell you, I saw one knockout. I forgot her name now. Years ago it was. Proper like a Mike Tyson type thing. Bash. Anyway. Forget about that. The report concludes by recommending Khelif be referred for surgical correction and hormone therapy to help him physically align with his self-perceived gender identity. There you go then. So what needs to happen? And that's another fair point, to be fair. I think the way to remedy this, actually, after reading that, is take the nuts out. Take the nuts out so you haven't got the plant for testosterone in your body. And then pump her full of estrogen. Sorted, essentially. You can argue, well, she still had the... That's what they argue. When men transition to women, they say, oh, well, you're still keeping the bone. You've still been a man for 25 years of your life, which is true, but she didn't know. She's not doing this one here. This one here is a genuine Baphomet deceiver. Yeah? This one here is a genuine Baphomet deceiver of the masses, the unwashed masses. Because you know what you're doing. She didn't know what she was doing. He probably had questions and whatnot, but she didn't know. She wasn't purposely saying, "Oh, I was dude, and now I'm gonna fix him to win some medals." So she should be given the benefit of that, in my opinion. This report coincides with an earlier admission by Khelif's coach, Georges Carzola, that the Algerian boxer had been subjected to an assessment at the Kremlin hospital after being disqualified from women's boxing by the International Boxing Association in March of 2023. So really, the Russians, man, they was doing a fair job. They was actually trying to, all the critiques they get, oh, they was trying to do this, they were trying to do that. They were actually trying to do a fair job. Yeah? It wasn't like they said, oh, you're disqualified, see you later. They said, you're disqualified, but come back to the hospital and we'll see if we was wrong. They was giving her a fair shake. And it turned out she was declined, essentially. In an interview from August, Carzola, her trainer, tepidly conceded that the endocrinologists had determined there was a problem with Khelif's chromosomes at the time. Despite this fact, Carzola insisted that Khelif should still be allowed to compete against females. So, if this is true, is this completely fake and whatever else? And if it is fake, I apologise. But assuming this evidence is correct, it's a done deal. Take the nuts out and get pumped full of estrogen. That's the answer to this situation if you want to stay a woman. Bash. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this one, people. Stop it.